I didn't get your name, but I understand you're the.
Michelle
homeowner.
Marshall, I'm the homeowner president. I just wanted to be on hand to see how. it
I'm
went.
Roger.
Are you Rogers?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Just in case people have questions about anything.
Yeah, one person interested looking for property. Join us on Zoom. Nobody, got a few things.
Those need signed.
Yeah, we've been through a couple of these.
While we're waiting, make sure nobody else
Just to make sure if we have anybody.
Those are the property out off like 25th, quit claiming back to the state.
East.
Yeah.
So it's just your signature on the second page. Was it second or
One
third?
or third page.
Purple tap, it says signature. Big rocks fall off onto the road.
What's that?
Do you have any more big rocks fall off onto the road up there?
I don't live out there, but I only go out on the weekends, and last time I was out there, the rocks were small enough, but every time I drive by, I'm worried that they're going to land on me.
Just you.
Oh, yeah, I guess there is other spots.
Pictures texted to me in the middle of the night.
You have to be careful, but not just that road.
No, all roads that have rocks.
Exactly.
There's
When the
been
deer
more-
start scrambling around, they're not things loose.
More stuff from the road on the Palisades this year, 26 up there.
Yeah.
It's just, nobody on Zoom.
You have a plat. If you want to do that.
Yeah.
Plat.
East corner, Division 2.
Corner, portion north of Beach Drive. Kind of backing up to the state highway there.
This is on the south side.
South side of Highway 26, north side of the highway, or 49 north. There's 2 copies there.
I'll read the hearing on the notice of a public auction sale. Says notice is hereby given that on May 10th, 2023 at 10 a.m. the Bonneville County Commissioners will be holding an auction to sell county-owned property County Commissioners hearing room in Bonneville County Courthouse, 605 North Capitol Avenue, Idaho Falls, Idaho. There was also published instructions for how to enter Zoom or join us by Zoom. County-owned property is sold as is, whereas a no guarantee expressed or implied or made to the condition of the property's potential liens and other issues regarding the properties. Give the instructions of how they could ask questions on this. The property we're looking at selling is Lot 1, Block 2, Palisades Bench, Division Number 1, Bonneville County, Idaho, according to the recorded plat, subject to a 60-foot public access easement on the eastern 60 feet of the property. 2023 Palisades Creek Road, Irwin, Idaho. That's a pretty appropriate address. Did you guys do that on purpose? And there's approximately 3.5 acres. The minimum opening bid was $95,000. So we're here for the purpose of that auction. I don't see anybody on Zoom to participate. And your name is Michelle Marshall. And are you here to bid or just
I'm not
observe?
here to bid. I'm here to
Okay.
observe, answer any questions,
Okay,
find out the disposition of it. I am the president of the Palisades Bench Homeowners Association.
okay. Well, then it appears we have no bidders. So with that, we'll declare the auction closed. With that, we can actually list the property or negotiate a private sale once it's been a public auction.
So I have a question on that.
Okay.
Are there requirements with how we list it? Can we list it with multiple agents, or do we need to do a bid process for to determine an agent, or how?
I think you can select an agent because it's a service.
Okay.
It's not going to be over $50,000 threshold for their service. But you have to list it with one agent, and the other agents get the seller's part of it, see the buyer's part of the commission.
You can,
when
yeah.
they list it.
Do you have a preferred list that you use for property disposition?
We don't, because we usually just auction them.
A suggestion is that better, buyers at a higher price point have been coming more from the Teton MLS, from the Drake side. And interest has been coming from that side more so than the Bonneville side. So you might consider agents that have, multiple databases that they list on.
Yeah, because the Teton County, Wyoming, or Idaho.
Where Drake's is located.
Drake's,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's just over.
They have their
Over the
different
mountain.
multiple listing service
Oh, do they?
for that side, and they pull from the Jackson area frequently. So I just know that people up there have said that interest in buying homes in that neighborhood has come from that side of the mountain as opposed to this side.
Yeah, I know Mitchell up there very well. Used to sell a lot of real estate, but he lives in Swan Valley.
Yeah.
So he probably has some pretty good.
I'm
input
sure
on it.
he's on that same database over there.
I don't,
Besides the MLS here, he's probably on
I
there.
don't think he's active selling, but he would know which realtors deal in Swan Valley properties.
So for the minutes, I would make a motion that seeing no buyers, that we go ahead and authorize our chairman to select a agent in order to sell it.
Yeah, we will bring those possibilities to the commission, so.
Okay. But I think,
Yeah.
I guess I would just ask that we move forward with it right away.
Okay. Second. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay, we'll just proceed with getting this out for private sale.
Okay, perfect. Now, I'll watch for that to come up. If the agent needs any information about the HOA part of it, just have them give me a call.
That was the one question person that I thought was going to be on. Do you allow horses?
They do. It is in the CCNR, so no other domestic animals, but horses are allowed. So right now, no one has any up there. The lot is a challenging terrain. That lot is about straight up. It's kind of mountain goat territory. So
And I explained that because by the time
Yeah.
I thought of calling him to see if anybody up there was
Yeah.
interested.
And the
It was only one day.
CCNRs are on the record. They're recorded documents, so if anybody wants to look at them, I'm happy to just send them to them so they don't have to dig them out, but they're available. They're very restrictive. What we were thinking was, this lot doesn't, we've checked the well map, and this lot does not have water service to it like the other lots do because of its position. And so we are willing to allow them to, if someone buys that, to not be part of the homeowner association if they don't want to be, because I don't know what benefit there would be other than just being part of that community. But there's actually not a well access for them at this time. Now, could they pay to attach to it? They probably could. It would cost them some money. It's not that far to the well point system, but our water master tells us that he doesn't believe, according to the maps, that there is actually piping to that lot.
What's the process for opting out of the homeowner?
It would just be a recorded, like a statement from the HOA, and then they record it with their deed that just says the HOA has, we're waiving their fees and their membership in the HOA. You just record that with the deed so that in the future, they couldn't go back and somebody say, well, no, you're technically part of the HOA. But if we just waive their fees because we don't provide them well service, then
Yeah, because we,
was simple.
we might, as the current owner, we may want to make that application. And then if somebody else
Yeah.
has got the
And,
option
right.
to opt in.
That was a conversation that you and I had. Is that once I determined that there wasn't actually well service to that particular lot, just the way the pipes run. And it's the only lot that's allowed direct access to Palisades Creek Road as ingress and egress, because there's nothing on the inside of the subdivision that touches that lot. The cul-de-sac stops short of that lot. So it's,
Orphan lot.
yeah, it's an orphan lot. And I don't see people needing.
What do
to
you
pay.
need from us to opt out of any future fees where we can?
Just a letter requesting that, and then we'll just have, I'll write a letter and then we'll just record it. And we can, I can even have an attorney that I use for these kinds of things, write a letter granting that, and then just record it.
So just to be
With the deed.
clear, where if someone were to buy that and want to be part of it, they could contact you and opt in.
They can opt in and pay to have pipe attached to the well system if they want to, or they can just keep it a separate lot and we won't. Technically, it's been part of the HOA, but we won't charge them the annual fees because we don't provide, in my opinion, any value to that lot other than the community and whatever goodwill is attached to that for purposes of sale. If you say, well, we're part of Palisades Bench, so anyway, the cost of attaching to the well system, it appears, would be on the homeowner. And I think that's why the developer quit claim deeded it to you. And I think it had to do with
I can't remember.
well, the original description of the land, somehow then a county road ran across a piece of it, and it's a very odd design right there. It's not a nice straight line, but it jogged into the road, and so it just became cumbersome, and the lot is challenging to build on. So somebody's gonna have to be really committed to wanting to be on that lot. Now, it's a pretty desirable location. So at some point, somebody will probably take that on. I've seen them build on a lot worse. So, but it's a big lot, and
With what you just said, you recognize no services have been provided to the lot, it's not receiving anything.
no,
Why were we charged? So it's a
because
large
that's the law.
homeowner's fee.
I didn't develop this subdivision, but it was part of the HOA, and it was part of this subdivision, and that's something the developer did. But as I discussed with Roger, we could have Trey, if it comes to a point where it doesn't sell, we can talk again about, although I don't know if the bill's been paid yet or not, but
Well,
It
it
has
has,
been
but
paid.
we
Yeah.
could negotiate.
Yeah.
That
I
into
said
the
that if it
trade.
was to be deeded back to the HOA and we held it as common property, then you have now a tax-paying property. But if you can sell it, it's worth more to sell it. So that was a discussion that we had. So he felt he needed to go through regular channels to dispose of the property in the proper way. And that's fine. We don't have anything we would do with it, other than it would just be excess property to our HOA corporation.
But I think we would probably look at the minimum of getting the amount we paid on.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because I don't know why it fell through the crack. I mean, part of the error was we never got the bill, but part of it is nobody
Yeah.
ever remembered it was even Bonneville County property.
So in answer to your question, this deal was done 15 years ago when it was developed. The people that own properties there now and that run the management committee and the HOA, we weren't party to any of those agreements. We're just stepping in at this point, trying to move forward with, for a long time, no one lived out there, except for one person full-time and one person part-time, and there were only 4 houses on any of the 28 lots, but now we have a lot more people. And people are building, so in the last 2 years, that's changed dramatically. And we do need to keep up with that. So those lots originally sold for in the 20s, but if we're in the hundreds and 200s now,
Yeah.
the price appreciation that you're getting for it is because of that well system. It has to be paid for. It has maintenance, and those items are starting to come up as we get to a 15-year mark with a system not wanting to function. So because getting $95,000 is incumbent on what we did as an association, then obviously those annual dues all this time are key to that value.
So
That makes
And that's
sense.
why, but at this point, knowing now that there isn't actually any well connection at the moment, that's just a matter of a few $1,000s to connect, but it would be on the new homeowner. But the value is still there in that we have a functioning well system.
Yeah.
And we have, a nice neighborhood and paved roads, and people take interest in it. So those things all bear on the value of a lot. So that's why I think we went ahead and said, okay, just go ahead and pay the bill. And then in the future, whoever owns it wants to divest from the HOA, we're amenable to that. But there's also the option to stay in and connect.
now we've got to check the boxes as we've got along to make it technically correct. We can evaluate whether we'll talk to a few realtors and see what they think it's worth, if it's worth auctioning.
Mhm.
Or not. We can sit down and negotiate with you guys. So, but in the interest of the taxpayer, we're probably going to try to get as much money as we can.
Exactly. We're all taxpayers out there, but mostly Bonneville County. Most people are local that, that own properties out there. There are 28 lots and 24 homeowners. So there are a couple of people that own multiple lots. And it's just a really nice neighborhood. It's a good asset to the community, and we just want to make sure that it remains that. Swan Valley will turn into Jackson soon enough. But we're not anxious for that there yet.
We're not anxious either. We weren't that anxious for it was down here.
So true.
Anyway, well,
Okay.
appreciate your interest in it.
Well, thank you. I
We'll
will
let you know.
get about my day and watch for that to come up. If you have any questions, just give me a call.
Okay,
All right, thanks.
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 I'm not sure. It's tough now to build off. They would. The one reason we didn't want to lose the access to the water is that's the only thing that's gonna give it any value at all up there, because if somebody has to go drill their own well. It's, these honorary guys are gonna make them put a fire suppression system in it, all kinds of things.
I think we should contact a realtor.
Yeah, and I'll call Cameron and see, he wouldn't do it. because he specialized mostly in the farm, but he also knows a lot of people in the valley. He's the
Yeah.
one that's someone he knew that had been looking for one. If you got a chance to check the CCRs and see if horses were allowed to or look at the terrain and decide it's more really good.
We couldn't put horses on.
Yeah. There's people stuck in the valley.
Yeah, I think you get the price right, somebody will buy it, even if it's $10,000-$20,000.
And I'm
That's
not
better
even
than giving it to
I'm not
them.
even sure we have to list it. We can call around and take offers for a while.
Somebody will buy it.
And I think it was about $8,000 in back fees.
Yeah.
They're gonna pay more than that to collect those back and
Yeah. Well,
because they are.
They've been paid
Fees.
a long time ago if they've ever said
Yeah,
that.
So we could dispose of it and sell it the other way. So it's just like
It's odd.
open space.
She sits here and says, yeah, you know, it's this for back fees, but we don't. It's the only lot we don't service. Well, never have.
Because the pipe wasn't.
Right.
And we would.
And that's the only thing the homeowners association does
Yeah.
for it. It's
so why did
It's
they
an
charge
orphan
the
lot.
fees?
Well, because we would do the same thing on these guys and make the developer or the builder pay to get the service to their property. You know, they're not.
And then it costs a lot to get that water line there. I think it cost quite,
we've been $2,500 she's talking about was maybe incorrect.
yes,
Why?
it's a lot longer to get there. That's.
Well,
Way down.
They've got it to the last lot, which is just across the street.
Across the street,
Across the town.
then you're talking about an easement across an existing lot to go down to it. I don't know, that's.
You go
Now
around
we
the
know
top
what we gotta do, and that's.
getting on there.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, go all the way down the road, but
Somebody will buy it.
Okay. What else you guys got?
I have a question about the design and construction of Iona Road and so the design is to a point of where we need some to go potentially after right-of-way acquisition, if we're gonna actually construct it. And so I guess I want to know is the intent of the commissioners to go forth and try to do that construction of the Iona Road project after 45th East is done?
Depends.
And that's, do I try to go after the right-of-way acquisition?
Give us about a month to 6 weeks to where we can get this year end closed. Go through and evaluate what we've got on projects.
Okay.
We can calculate that out. Where are we on 45th? As far as actual construction happening out there for us?
So they're working on the storm system. They haven't done a lot on the road itself yet. They're going to be getting ready in the next couple of weeks to start milling off around the roundabouts and start getting some of the concrete out. And so you'll see more of what looks like actual road work being done in the next couple of weeks. But they've been doing stuff outside of the oil right now because we told them we didn't want to shut down the road while school was still in session.
Look at how long it's taking for 17th Street in Woodruff.
Yeah.
One intersection. Till this
It's
long.
not even the whole intersection, it's just part of it.
I know, but I mean, is that why is one like that taking that long?
Don't know, haven't been any part of it.
I haven't gone anywhere near it.
Oh, we see all the traffic from it, those businesses in here just getting crunched.
I don't even know really what they're doing right there, so.
Besides sticking out the pine trees at the Catholic church.
And that's what they've been working from. Last time I drove by there. anyways.
kind of a draft over a couple of changes on the gate permit. Wanted to give you an update that all of the gates are open right now. They were opened up Monday.
None of them got ruined.
One of them was, they tried pretty hard. But they didn't actually accomplish it, but they tried pretty hard.
Tried to what? Open
Open
it.
it, yeah, force it open. It looked like a pry bar or something was in there trying to break the lock off and they couldn't do it. But there was a pretty thick plate that it was angled down, so somebody had tried pretty hard to get in there.
Which one?
Eagle Path. And the one at Kep's Crossing, the one sign had, when I took a picture of it a month ago, about 25, 26 bullet holes. And it has more than that now. I don't know how many bullet holes you saw in the ones on the 115th, but I imagine there's some in those too. So people were going around it. People were driving around the one on Meadow Creek. It was at the point, it was like, okay.
With vehicles or just for
Vehicles.
with vehicles?
Yeah,
Maybe 50 yards out in the field.
they were driving out in the field.
Not just driver.
Yeah, they were driving out on the church farm field around.
Meadow Creek is a little different because it's not kind of closed in.
We tried to put it in an area, there was enough of a dip there, but they were evidently going off.
Pull off 100 yards before
Before.
the gate.
Yeah.
See, Bob Hutton, he bought that property about the time we were building that Oak Creek, and he really wanted to just close that whole road.
Except to him, right?
Yeah, except for him. Well, because he's a property owner, so he was a little easier to settle down on that. When we told him we're trying to protect that road, he says, yeah, we get in here in the mud. Then they blade it over and they come back in the mud, and then they can't get in until the fall again. I said, well, we're doing you a favor, Bob. You know, 'cause it keeps that from happening.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't happy with us, although he did get the.
It's true with him. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some potentials there. I don't know that there's a way that we can avoid problems.
Did the gates help? Did they do some good?
I think they did some good in keeping at least 115th
If you
From-
be honest.
from having the potato trucks go over the top of it. And so from that standpoint, if you saw, well, and you saw what the road was like leading up to their cellars, that whole road would have been the same way. And so keeping those loaded potato trucks off 115th for longer.
These roads before the power companies.
And that was,
Paved section before the power company.
and that's from the loaded potato truck. So,
It's interesting that it would do that to the pavement before the power company. Wasn't as much damage to the gravel road after the pavement ended.
we've rebuilt that gravel road section several times, and we had a lot of pit run in there. A lot more that's underneath the paved portion.
Well, I thought all of it, but couldn't see where the diversion around the dugway didn't make any difference at all.
I don't think it did, but it was, we tried it, so.
Did it help, you know, like Simmons's house? People from going on before you had everything ready, like just letting the ones, the farmers know if we have any problems.
I haven't heard of any problems. So I think it did help in keeping people out of there longer and a lot less traffic. So I think there is some advantages. It just, it turns into a problem in the spring of how long do you wait?
This year was unusual.
Yeah. By the way, Bone Road is still closed. There's a portion in Bingham County that has a washout in it, and it's about 6 feet across and 8 feet deep. And we've gone through there to try to go through, and our graders and stuff had to turn around and go back because there was no way to get through.
That's in Bingham County?
It's in Bingham County, yeah. So it's not ours, but we still can't get the grade of flake because of it, so.
So it's, yeah, it's on the Bone Road.
It's on the Bone Road.
Portion that's Bingham County.
Yeah.
Drive through.
Yeah. So we heard that they were working on it, but as of now, Bone Road is still closed because
People
they,
getting in and out of there, they're going.
they're going,
Skyline Ridge and stuff, that's not open.
well, I'm not sure exactly where that is, but I mean, there's people getting back in there and they're going back over through Skyline and Dan Creek and stuff and around,
Yeah.
but they can't go through Bone.
So all that's open now.
Yeah, Skyline is open. They haven't got down through Fall Creek Road yet. There's no snow on Fall Creek.
How many animals did they see up there?
I don't have anything. Nobody's told us anything.
I heard that it's pretty,
Oh, really?
pretty bad everywhere, yeah.
Say we project to 100%.